Yes, I do understand the Kenya property market as well as anybody, and I have maintained contacts, obviously through Knight Frank and other sources, with the UK market. The biggest single advantage when Richard Britton Long asked me to have a look at it is this. I develop property here for clients, and the dilemma all the time is that we are probably picking up an initial yield, if including the developer's profit, of maybe 10%, but we're borrowing, I don't have to tell you, at 16%. So the limits of borrowing are very, very small, and the danger in the early years of developing property here is to run out of money before growth takes you away. Now, that has worked extremely well recently because the growth has been here and people have been able to retire their borrowings. I don't think we're in a bubble, but I do think that property markets are cyclical, and my guess is we've probably built rather more than we can immediately occupy. It's not going to stop the world, the sun's going to continue to shine, it will come right, but I would certainly have some short-term worries about my ability to get good tenants into buildings to service debt if I borrowed too much. If I haven't borrowed anything, it couldn't matter less, because long-term, the capital gains will be there. Now, when I look at this deal, you are buying a yield of between 5 and 10%, and you're locking in borrowing through interest rate swaps, I think, and you're borrowing at 2%. So it is the other way round. Your debt is costing an awful lot less than your yield. And that, to my mind, is the clincher for saying that this is a relatively risk-averse thing. I asked the question, where are the risks? The big one is non-renewal of leases. And I asked, what happens if interest rates go up? Well, the answer is they can see ahead 5 years through the swaps. If anybody who thinks they can see more than 5 years ahead, well, I think they've got a special access to the Almighty.